Hey everybody, welcome to the real United States. And today is Small Business Saturday. Now, Small Business Saturday was a concept started in November of 2010. It was sponsored originally primarily by American Express as an opportunity to get people to go ahead and shop in the smaller, individually owned neighborhood stores and facilities around the country. It is the counterpart to Black Friday or Cyber Monday, which really are pushed by the big box stores, the big chains that you are very familiar with their names. And so this is an opportunity to try and encourage people to shop in their local communities. And because we were already here up in southern Pennsylvania shooting another episode, we decided we'd go ahead and continue with Small Business Saturday here at the Pennsylvania Dutch Gift House, because we had just got done shooting an episode about hex signs, which I don't know if it's going to appear before this or after this episode, but at any rate, we talked in that episode that in about 1940, these hex signs started to become commercially printed on round signs, and this place happens to specialize in them. They've got all kinds of different sizes and different styles we're going to show you. I talked to folks inside. They're more than happy to let us come in and film. So this is in Charlottesville, Pennsylvania, which again is a very small community along Interstate 78, which is what you hear in the background. And it's just, I think, the perfect example of the sort of Americana that this Small Business Saturday is trying to promote. So let's go inside and take a look around at the Pennsylvania Dutch Gift House. Now, if you've already seen or are yet to see our episode on hex signs, here's some that we can show you up close. We haven't gone in yet. These are in the front window of the gift house, and you can see some of them are quite large. These are actually ones you would place on a barn because they're going to be viewed from a long way away. And they have progressively smaller ones that you might want to display inside your home. Beverly and I actually have some that are about 8 inches in diameter that we had put up in our kitchen at one time. I think they're packed right now, but it's going to depend on where you want to display these, how far they're going to be viewed. So obviously they're going to be, like 4 foot in diameter, 3 to 4 foot in diameter, if you're going to view them on the side of a barn from a long distance. Let's go ahead and go inside. So once again, I've done this to Beverly where she hasn't even had an opportunity to see the place we're filming before we come in. But this is the Pennsylvania Dutch Gift House. And they have all kinds of very Americana sorts of things here. One of the things that we're going to talk about in a future episode is barn quilts, which are not actually quilts that go over a barn. But here you see an example of a very Americana sort of small quilt, and all the fabulous patterns, and we'll get into that in a future episode. Now we're going to go down this way, and we're going to show you some of the hex signs that they have here. And again, this is a gift shop, largely, for this sort of art form. And you can see that there is just about everything you could imagine that would be of that type of art. And all the figurines of the very classic Pennsylvania Dutch sort of attire, and just beautiful stuff here. Of course, one of my favorites and Beverly's favorites, cast iron. Very popular thing, certainly in the era when this art form was taking shape. And they just have so many different patterns. This is actually just exactly like one that Beverly and I own. I think this is too. So these are, a common pattern. These, like I said, about 8-inch. These are what you might display, someplace in your home. These larger ones, of course, also something you might want to put indoors or on a smaller structure like a home or a garage, something like that. And they're just all the way around the room, all the different patterns. Unbelievable. And here, the next size larger, and I was talking about that it's a star and a circle, and that often featured a heart motif. So there's a very good example of it. Very simple in its design, simple 3 colors, blue, green, and red. And just a single hole in the middle where you would put a screw to attach this to whatever, structure you wanted to. And if you haven't seen that other episode yet, I want to make another point that there's nothing intrinsic about the name hex in hex sign. It is an art form. It doesn't have any kind of mystical or magical powers. It is just the name of the art form. See here, there's the same type of motif. This is a tin canister for storing things like flour, and so just really all of these, and this is all part of that same sort of art form with the classic 18th century attire and the hex signs of different types on the towels. So if this is an art form that you're interested in, this would be a lovely place to come and get just about anything your little heart could possibly desire. For those of you who've been with us a while, you may remember we did a episode in Intercourse, Pennsylvania, small town with a unusual name. I think I really need that for the front of the truck, don't you? Well, whatever. You know what I mean. Anyway, just a delightful place now. It's, like I say again, this is a small community. We're relatively far from the larger cities, probably nearly 2-hour drive from New York City. So, and this is the reason for Small Business Saturday, to encourage people who live in these small communities to shop in those communities, to keep those dollars at home, and to help, promote those businesses. Those businesses are there when they want or need them. Okay. So I encourage you to join me in shopping locally in these small local community stores and restaurants and places close to you, wherever you happen to live, even if it's in a big city, but these small businesses that are close to you on Small Business Saturday and more often, to help keep those businesses here in America alive and keep them going. And certainly if you're going to be here in the United States, you're going to be in the Pennsylvania area, look up the Pennsylvania Dutch Gift House. They have more things here than I could show you in a whole hour episode, and really a beautiful place. Very, very nice folks here, been very, very hospitable to us. So if you got questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. I love hearing from all of you. I try to get back to everybody I can. If you're new here, please pick subscribe, come along for the adventure. We got lots more to show you. And as always, thank you for watching.